¿Me puedes pasar el rol de host, por favor?
Fiorentina, ¿podrías subir un poco el volumen de tu sonido, si es posible?
Sí.
No, ¿verdad?
Estoy tratando. Creo que ya. Sergio, ¿me puedes pasar el rol de anfitrión, por favor?
No, lo tienes, Fiore.
Gracias. Ahora sí, I am giving the entrance to the companies.
You can just tell me when to.
Now, Dominica, please, if you can start.
Good morning, Mexico. Good afternoon, Slovakia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to warmly welcome you on this webinar dedicated to business opportunities between Slovakia and Mexico. My name is Dominika Horska, and I'm consultant for all Spanish-speaking country at the Foreign Trade Department of SARIO Agency. Slovak Investment and Trade Development Agency is a state institution, and we are operating under the Ministry of Economy.
Dominica, we lost you. We lost the volume.
We lost your
The sound. We
microphone.
lost the sound.
Now,
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
then when I stop, I don't know when or from the beginning.
Not really. You stopped when you presented yourself.
Okay. Then again, sorry for problem with the connection from Slovakia. Otra vez saludos cordiales desde Slovakia. And as I mentioned, my name is Dominika Horska. I am consultant for all Spanish-speaking countries at the Foreign Trade Department of SARIO Agency. And Slovak Investment and Trade Development Agency is a state institution, and it's operating under the Ministry of Economy of Slovak Republic. The main aim or the mission of SARIO is to attract foreign investment to Slovakia, but also support export activities. My colleague Stanislava Plascencia Lubinova will tell you more about the Slovakia and also about the SARIO and investment opportunities. And also I would like to briefly present you another speaker, Exim Banka. Exim Banka Slovak Republic is an export credit agency and the only direct instrument of the state for the support of export. Exim Banka Slovak Republic offers a wide range of financial products linked to the export, primarily credit insurance, financing, and guarantees. And now I would like to introduce to you our co-organizer as well as the moderator, Fiorentina Garcia Miramon. Fiorentina.
Thank you very much, Dominica, for the introduction. I will proceed to record the meeting. You can find the privacy notice in the chat below. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar Business Opportunities Mexico-Slovakia, organized by the Secretary of Economy, the Mexican Embassy in Slovakia, and SARIO, as already Dominica said. My name is Fiorentina, and I am Director in the Global Economic Intelligence Unit, in charge of the economic promotion of our country and foreign direct investment attraction. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome participants from Slovakia and Mexican companies, as well as participants from foreign governments. Thank you for joining us. This webinar was designed with the intention to strengthen the economic cooperation between Mexico and Slovakia, mainly in the fields of investment, trade, and export opportunities between both countries. And now, we will receive welcome remarks from the Excellency Ambassador Teresia, Her Excellency Ambassador of the Slovak Republic in Mexico, followed by Mónica Duem Delgado, Head of the Global Economic Intelligence Unit, Ministry of Economy, and finally Egon Sorat, Director of Foreign Trade Department at Slovak Investment and Trade Development Agency. Ambassador, you have the floor, and I give you the microphone.
Thank you very much. It works. Everybody hears me? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Good morning here in Mexico and good afternoon to Slovakia. Dear ladies and gentlemen, these business men and business women, welcome to this webinar. I would like to thank first of all to Ministry of Economy of Mexican side of Mexico, Monica Duem and her team, Fiorentina, Carla, etc. And also Director of Sario, Mr. Egon Zorat and his team, and also participants from Exim Banka. I would like to stress out that this webinar is very useful tool to how to know each other, how to know the market we are going to act, and vice versa, how Mexican side could know the possibilities how to invest in Slovakia. This is very opportune time when this webinar is taking place, because it's taking place just before our business mission, which will take place from Slovakia to Mexico from the 24th of October to 28th of October, also with the presence of the Vice Minister of Slovak Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Madam Brodskova. Also, I would like to stress that Mexico has been for many years the biggest commercial partner of the Slovak Republic in Latin America, with the commercial turnover 408 million euros in 2019. In 2020, it was 278 million euros, which was a decrease because of pandemic COVID-19. But with strong recovery in 2021, when the turnover reached 364 million euros. For the last 5 years, this is very important, Mexico has 42% share in Slovakia's trade in Latin America. Meanwhile, for the same period, Brazil has a share of 19%, Chile of 9%, and Argentina only of 6%. So it shows that Mexico for us is really very, very important business partner. The specificity of Slovak entrepreneurs in the case of Mexico is that most entrepreneurs are doing their business remotely. Only few of them decided to establish their company in Mexico. In most cases, because of personal reason, they came here, they like the country or they fell in love, and so they established the company. I hope that this seminar will encourage our entrepreneurs to not to fear Mexico. It's very far away, but there are countries which are more far away from Slovakia. The mentality is very similar to ours, although there are some specificities. So I hope that everybody will enjoy this seminar and will find this information useful for everybody. So this would be my opening remarks, and I would like to wish good luck for everybody.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So now I pass the microphone to Monica Duem Delgado, who is the head of the Global Economic Intelligence Units at the Secretary of Economy.
Thank you, Fiorentina, and thank you, Ambassador, for all the good work that we've been doing the past couple of months. Thank you, and good morning to everyone. Good afternoon in Slovakia. It's a really pleasure to be here with you. I would like to begin saying that thank you to the Embassy, as I said, and Sario for creating these seminars and also for inviting companies to come to see their opportunities in Mexico. I want to mark that this webinar is carried out by the Slovak Trade Mission that will take place in Mexico at the end of October, and that we will be receiving many companies, and we are also looking for matching companies in Mexico, so you find allies right away. In this trade mission, the Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Slovak Republic is coming to sign also an MOU, which is the main objective of the establishment of a practical framework to strengthen bilateral cooperation, the exchange of knowledge, and the improvement of the business climate, so that we can help in the implementation of the sustainable development objective in both countries. Likewise, Slovak companies from different sectors such as aerospace, IT, Industry 4.0, and green technologies, among others, will come to this mission to meet with Mexican companies and be able to expand their business opportunities. It is therefore within this framework of this trade, We hope that the Mexican Slovak companies will be more interested in establishing trade relationship, and with the seminars, they'll understand a little bit of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Monica. So finally, I pass the microphone to Egon Sorat, Director of Foreign Trade Department at Sario. Mr. Egon, I think you are with your microphone off.
Do you
Thank
have
you.
me now? Okay.
Now, yes, it's okay.
Perfect. Your Excellency, Ambassador Mrs. Terezia Shaigalikova, dear Director of the Global Economic Intelligence, Ms. Monica Duham, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, buenos dias, good morning, príjemné poobede. I would like to kindly welcome you at today's online event focused on the business excellence and experience of doing business between our two countries, Slovakia and Mexico. It is my honor to open this event, and I'm glad that we are meeting here today virtually, and even more excited that we will soon meet with many of you physically in Mexico during upcoming business mission. The idea of strengthening mutual cooperation between our countries by organizing of the business mission was born at the Expo Dubai 2020, where we found out that even if the distance between our country is very far and size of our countries is unmeasurable, we have a lot in common. And here I would like to highlight particularly our common effort of bringing and applying of innovations across the many economic sectors and also to ordinary life. And I'm super glad that we have been given this opportunity to make this happen and to present our export potential through our high innovative companies. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this online event, mainly to Embassy of the Slovak Republic in Mexico, as well as the main partner, the Ministry of Economy of Mexico. I believe that based on the future collaboration and deeper discovering of possibilities, our bilateral cooperation in terms of investment and commerce will instantly grow. I would like to direct also my thanks to all participating companies. We are glad that your participation and we believe that this platform will bring the new business synergies, opportunities, gain the knowledge about the Slovakia and Mexico, as well as boost common business potential at the both markets. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you profound experience during the upcoming presentation and best luck in education. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sorat. Thank you for your words, also, Your Excellency, and thank you, Monica. We will now go into the roadmap for investment projects in Slovakia and Mexico. I have the pleasure to introduce you to Stanislava Plasencia Lubinova, Senior Consultant to the Investment Projects Department of Sario. Stanislava, you have the microphone. Thank you very much for your participation today.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Stanislava Plasencia Lubinova, and I'm Senior Consultant at the Department of Investment Projects Sario. And I'm going to present a presentation about Slovak business environment with focus on investment opportunities in Slovakia. Just before we start, let me say a few words in Spanish so that everybody feels very welcomed. Buenos días a todos. Bueno, me llamo Stanislava y voy a presentar sobre nuestro país, sobre Eslovaquia. La presentación está enfocada en las oportunidades de negocio y de inversiones, así que espero que sea de su interés, que sea útil, y si tienen algunas preguntas, no duden en ponerse en contacto conmigo. Okay, so now I will switch to English so that everybody can understand. I will start with a brief introduction to Slovakia. Well, our country is quite small, especially comparing to Mexico. We have 5.4 million inhabitants. Nevertheless, what I would like to stress is that there is a huge potential of the clients you might reach from this country. So basically companies which are established here or which are deciding to start their business in Slovakia, in the radius of 2,000 kilometers, they can reach 600 million clients, which is quite a large pool of potential business partners. In 2009, we entered the European Union, so we adopted Euro as the only country from Visegrad Group, where our neighboring countries, Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic belong. So I would say that we are, or we have progressed most in terms of pro-European approach. What, of course, brought us a bunch of benefits, such as growth of foreign trade, or increase of economic and financial stability, what's also reflected in our credit ratings. So Slovakia is receiving A+, A2 credit ratings by credit rating agencies such as Standard & Poor's, Moody's, Fitch Ratings, etc. Our government is very pro-business oriented. There are many measures or measurements which have been introduced in order to improve our business environment. I would like to stress, for example, mechanism one in, two out rule, which basically means that if there is new legislation or new rule, two other legislation must be cut off. So this is aimed at improving our business environment and make it easier basically for companies. Nowadays, one of the hot topics is green energy. There are many requirements from foreign companies to provide them with the green energy mix. So I would like to highlight that Slovakia has one of the greenest energy mixes in Europe, because we have more than 78% of power produced from low carbon sources. What's very interesting and important, and also in 2024 we should be carbon neutral in terms of electricity production. One of our biggest assets is labor force, which is very qualified. Actually, is one of the most educated workforce or labor force in the European Union, as 93% out of the population between 25 and 64 years has at least a secondary school diploma or secondary school education, and 27% out of this age group has a university degree. Every fourth out of them is focused on STEM profiles, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Slovakia reaches the highest labor productivity in Central Eastern Europe, what basically means that how much you can get out of every dollar or every euro invested. There are many factors which stand behind. For example, we are leader in automation, number 20 globally. So we have 175 industrial robots installed per 10,000 employees. We are very flexible and fast in terms of bringing and adopting to new technologies brought by foreign companies. We have also almost none lost working days because of some industrial actions. And we have very high share of people who work at night. In addition to this labor productivity, we are also a cost-effective country. If you compare our labor costs, they are almost twice lower than average labor costs in European Union. And also the growth of labor costs is smaller or slower than in neighboring countries. The key sectors in Slovakia are, without any doubt, automotive industry, followed by electronics and ICT and business services sector. So we are basically automotive superpower. Nevertheless, there are many companies which started with their manufacturing side, and as they were satisfied with the Slovak business environment, with workforce, etc., they decided to open their R&D centers or shared service centers. So here you can see some of companies as good examples of successful companies, and especially companies which are very satisfied with running business in Slovakia. Automotive industry is our key sector. We produce more vehicles per capita than anybody in the world. It's 183 vehicles per 1,000 inhabitants. Just for your reference, the world average are 10 vehicles per 1,000 inhabitants. These cars or these vehicles are produced by our 4 OEMs. It's Volkswagen, Stellantis, Kia, and Jaguar and Land Rover. And soon, well, in 2026, the production of new OEM Volvo cars will start. Volvo announced its investment in early July, so it's very fresh, but it will be basically our 5th car producer. So this sector employs directly and indirectly almost 250,000 people. Its share on total industrial production is 48%, so it's quite significant. And annually, there are more than 1 million cars produced in the country. As nowadays there is strong focus on e-mobility, Slovakia doesn't stand behind, and we have also some models which are being produced. There are 2 models which are fully electric. It's Volkswagen e-up and Peugeot e208, and another 9 which are plug-in hybrids. And what's quite interesting fact that by 2030, Jaguar and Land Rover should have all their models electrified. So it's getting really serious. Slovakia has quite long and strong history also in electronics. The share of this production is 9% on total industrial production of the country. There are more than 45,000 people employed in electronics. And what I would like to share, because I think it's quite interesting, is that this sector is giving base to new sectors in Slovakia, such as, for example, Slovak space sector or aviation as well, where at the moment there are around 40 companies, which is not so much, but they are quite fast growing. They are from upstream and downstream, so it means that basically they produce either components and hardware, either software. So they are quite successful getting known around the world. And then there is sector of shared service centers, where shared service centers from all the countries basically are presented. There are more than 17 shared service centers in Slovakia, basically established in Bratislava or in Košice, which is our 2nd largest city. Nevertheless, because of lack of labor force, they are starting to look also into Slovak regions, where there are universities and pool of students or graduates with language skills. Slovakia has been always a generator of good ideas. There are many companies, Slovak companies, which started from the scratch, basically from zero. And nowadays they are established already in other continents, in other countries, and they are globally known. For sure, you are familiar with Asset, for example, or I would like to mention, for example, C2I, which is producer of carbon fiber components for aviation. Then, for example, Innobat, which is developer and producer of batteries for e-mobility, or Slavic, which is the world's most downloaded offline navigation. And well, if some of you are considering Slovakia as as potential location for new investment. We are here for you. There are many supports, not from the Stario, but also from the government. For example, this investment incentive scheme, where basically you can get up to 50% of your from your eligible costs, depending on location. Types of eligible projects are industrial production, R&D centers, or BSCs. So this is something which is quite attractive, I would say, for investors and quite interesting. So if you would like to know more, we provide all consultancy, which is quite extensive. And also here you can see all the services we provide. As we belong under the Ministry of Economy, we are a governmental agency and all our services are free of charge. At the Department of Investment Project, based on special requirements of each investor, we provide consultancy on investment aid, but also we provide tailor-made site selection, HR analysis. We organize meetings with government or representatives or state institutions and so on. And once the company is already establishing in Slovakia, we also provide continuous support and yeah, we try always to maintain good relations also with already established companies. Here there are examples of our successful projects. Over 600 are there already from several countries. From Mexico, there is just one, so maybe one of you will follow them. It's a company Nemak, which started its business in Slovakia in the year 2000. Nowadays, they have more than 800 employees, and they are active in automotive industry, vehicle structures, powertrain, e-mobility components. So basically, they are quite important for big OEMs as they are tier one supplier for example, Volkswagen and Kia. So have a look into our country. It has, I think, a lot of things to offer. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have some questions, feel free then to write me or to approach me.
Thank you very much, Stanislava. Please, for all the Mexican companies that have interested on the Slovakia market and all the data that Stanislava already presented, if you can share your contact in the chat, and then the enterprises will get it. Now, in the name of the Global Economic Intelligence Unit, I will share to you a presentation that is called FDI Attraction, Trade and Export Potential for Mexico in Slovakia. I will show you data related to the investment in Slovakia, which are the main sectors, more or less what Stanislava already did for Slovakia market. Give me one moment. Here you go. So we are part of the Global Economic Intelligence Unit. We have three mandates or three areas of work here at the Ministry of Economy. The first one is export promotion. The second one is the strengthening of supply chains. And the third one is attraction and diversification of FDI. So all the companies, foreign companies that want to or have the interest to invest in Mexico, we are here to help you in terms of market intelligence. We provide technical analysis, economic complexity analysis, and export potential reports as one that now I'm going to show you. The second one is promotion. We have digital platforms. I'm going to present you Comercia MX. It's a platform for SMEs that will be very helpful for Slovakian companies if you are searching a commercial partner here in Mexico, or if you want a supplier. Also, we organize events with the stakeholders, events like this one that we organize with SARIO and the Embassy of Slovakia, and we have export information seminars. In terms of the FDI investment, we do the reports, and we also can help you to the foreign enterprises that are interested or have an investment project here in Mexico to have a linkage with local authorities, for example, local governments or local commercial chambers. And we also do this process between the multinational enterprises that are looking for suppliers here in Mexico, especially now in this moment that we have the nearshoring. The digital platforms that we have, the first one is Invest in Mexico. I will give you a brief navigation through the platform. We have there a contact form. In this contact form, for all the Slovakian companies that are with us and have interest in Mexico, you fill out this form with all the information that you require, and then we organize a Zoom meeting, a virtual meeting, to help you with the information and all the process or the procedures that you need to follow in order to establish your project. We also have Export MX that are, it's a platform to identify if for example, your product has a potential to export to Mexico. And third one is Data Mexico. I will show you Data Mexico. I will show you the profile of Slovakia that we have there. And in that Data Mexico, you will find all kind of information related to the exports, imports, the level of investment, as for example, Stanislava already showed you in the case of Slovakia, which are the main sectors here in Mexico for our economy, which is the level of certain occupations. If you are looking for example, engineers, where you can find these engineers in which states, and it has a complete full picture of the economy of Mexico. In terms of Comercia MX, is this platform that I already told you that will help you to identify a potential partner or an enterprise that can give you supply here in Mexico. We have 4 main functionalities in Comercia MX. The first one is Business Directory. It's an international network of business contacts. We have companies not only from Mexico, but companies from especially Latin America, because it's a platform that we developed in collaboration with the Inter-American Bank. We have business opportunities also. If you, Slovakian companies, want to identify a special product here in Mexico and you don't know where to start, you can send us the business opportunity, the information of the product that you need, what are the characteristics of this product, and we help you to identify the company here in Mexico. We have business support services about training, information on export procedures and services, workshops, and so on. And finally, business communities to have a network between SMEs that are common of interest, for example, in a project or in a specific destination. I'm going to show you here, mainly in Comercia MX, we have SMEs related to the food and beverage sector, but also we have business and professional services, clothing, textiles, and accessories, distribution services. It's important to know that Comercia MX is not only for products, but also for the services. The main cities that we have, for those that are familiar with Mexico, especially Mexico City, that is the capital. Also, we have the state of Mexico, but we have also companies from the south of Mexico and the north, for example, Oaxaca and Nuevo León. And now I'm going to show you the trade profile that we have with Slovakia in terms of FDI and trade. First of all, already the ambassador has already mentioned, since 2017, the level of investment from Slovakian companies has increased in Mexico from 99 to 2020. We have $2.6 million in Mexico of FDI from Slovakia. The main states that have received this level of investment is Quintana Roo and Mexico City. Quintana Roo is in the southeast of Mexico, and especially in the subsector of temporary accommodation services. The Mexican exports to Slovakia represent in 2021, the last year, $79 million. We have a deficit with this country, especially because we import more than the products that we export. And Slovakia is in the 66th ranking of destiny for the Mexican companies. What are the main Mexican exports to Slovakia? You can see what are the opportunities right now. Mainly electrical machinery and equipment. We can see that because already Stanislava present that both countries have a high presence of manufacture sectors. But afterwards, we have miscellaneous manufactured articles, also chemical articles, and here we can also find plastics, glass, and wool. We move this exports through the sea and air, and mainly through the Veracruz, Jalisco, and Baja California, Tamaulipas, and finally Mexico City. Where Mexico is in terms of a commercial partner to Slovakia, we are the 44th, and in terms of exports, Mexico is at 34th. Here is how the Slovakia trade with Mexico has flowed in the last 20 years. As you can see, total Slovakia-Mexican trade, it's around $400 million, and imports and exports around 300 and 100. What are the main products that Slovakia imports from Mexico or commercialize is electrical machinery, as we said already, more or less in the Mexican profile, vehicles other than railway, optical, and we have also editable fruit, copper, coffee, and ships, boats, and floating structures. Now I'm going to show you the results of an analysis that we did related to Mexico export potential in Slovakia. Clara, if you want to share the methodology and the results that we have here.
Yes, thank you, Fer. Well, yes, we did this analysis, the basis of products we use in a subheading level, 6 digits for the harmonized community description and code system that Slovakia imported from Mexico in the last 5 years, with the exception of some sensitive merchandise. For example, the mining sector or those related to oil. After that, we put 7 filters that are added to ensure that those products are constant over time and to comply with factors that guarantee the export potential from Mexico. So we have import in the recent 2 years, then Mexico market share below 80%. Also Mexico in 2019, the participation are equal or greater than in 2020. The 6 is the concentration below 0.25 with the Herfindahl van Hirschman index. And the last one is that we have a positive average growth in the recent 4 years. And with all those filters, the main sector of Mexican products with export potential in Slovakia are electrical machinery and equipment. And the principal product is lithium accumulators. The other sector is machinery, medical appliances, and the main product is data processing machines. Also, the third sector is optical measuring, checking medical or surgical instrument, and the principal product is instruments and appliances used in medical, surgical, or also veterinary sciences. The other sector is vehicles other than railway or tramway rolling stock, and the principal product is parts and accessories of bodies for tractors, motor vehicles, and the transport of 10 or more persons, like big cars. Then the other sector is plastics and articles, and the main products are boxes, cases, crates, and similar articles for the convenience and packing of goods. That's the analysis we did.
Thank you, Clara. So for Mexican companies, this means that here are all the opportunities that we have to trade with Slovakia, and here are the main products. If you want to identify or if you have the clue that maybe your product could be in the interest of the Slovakian market, we can help you to do this, to share with you this analysis, and then you can search your product. Now I'm gonna share very quickly to don't take more time for Slovakian companies where you can find all the information, all the data related to Mexico. That is our platform Data MX or Data Mexico. Here, Clara will share with you the address. And you will see that you have here Spanish and English, and then you select English. We have 5 main categories. We aggregate the information into cities and places, industries, countries, that is the new category, occupations, products, and institutions. I'm gonna show you the profile of Slovakia in Mexico. As you can see, we have the information related to commercial exchange, remittances, and migration. In commercial exchange, we have this, for example, the deficit that we have already in 2022 with this country. The net international exchange, you can change it and you can download the information if you want to take it to analyze how the commercial trade has changed between Slovakia and Mexico. And here mainly you have a very specific picture about the international trade that we have between both countries. We have the international sales in 2021. Here is monthly, and the information is monthly. And here we have the international purchases. So in terms of purchases, is what we buy from Slovakia in terms of sales, what we, Mexico, buy to sell to Slovakia, sorry. And these figures are interactive. If you want to understand, for example, you see that your product, you are a company that is related to the industry of chemical products. You put it like here. And then you will see that Mexico is selling to Slovakia this product, and the companies are in Estado de Mexico, which is a state very close to Mexico City. Again, what we buy from Slovakia. And in the case that the Slovakian companies that are here are from the sector of electrical wires and cables, you select this product and you will already identify which are the states that can, sorry, if you can, yeah, thank you. And then you will find which are the states where you can find potential partners, commercial partners. Here you will see the net trade balance with the states, and you already identify which are the states and where are located. And remittances, migration, what are the main reasons of causes of immigration from Slovakia, and the diversity of immigrants. And here is the profile. As we have a profile of Slovakia, we have a profile of Mexico, and in this profile of Mexico and at national level, as you can see, you can find kind of information not only about our economy, but also about our industries, industrial parks, industrial property, population and housing, public security even. In terms, for example, of industries, you will see which are the main sectors in Mexico, how are they distributed among Mexico, the GDP, access to services, and what are the conditions of the economic units here in Mexico in terms of different characteristics, internet, environmental, problems faced by economic unit, or staff training. I don't take more time. Thank you very much for this presentation. And if you have questions, Clara will also, she already shared with you the email of Comercia MX. Please contact us with your questions or comments about potential trade information. Now, following our agenda, the next block has the objective of exploring the export opportunities between Mexico and Slovakia. And for that purpose, we will now listen to both Mexican and Slovakian managers. First, I want to introduce Jana Horvat-Posiova, who is the Corporate Banking Relationship Manager from Exim Bank, as well as Dusan Pak, the head of insurance department of the same bank. Jane, Dusan, the floor is yours. I pass the microphone to you.
Hi, hello, good afternoon, and buenos dias, Mexico. I would like to introduce myself and my colleague Dusan. We are here from Exim Banka of the Slovak Republic, which is the export credit agency of the Slovak Republic. And we are going to provide you a brief overview of what the bank is and what our main role is. And just give you a very short and brief guide about our products and how we can help exporters. Now we're going to show a presentation. Hope it works. It's there. So Exim Banka is the export credit agency of the Slovak Republic, which was established in 1997, and it's supervised by the Ministry of Finance. Actually, it's the instrument of the state for support of Slovak exporters, and this can be done through the financing or insurance products. Currently, our portfolio is about 180 clients, and the exposure exceeded 1 billion euros in 2021. We cooperate with all main institutional partners, association, as well as other export credit agencies. During the existence of the bank, which since 1997, we provided support to more than 100 countries all over the world, and this support was about 45 million euros. As we all know, Slovak economy is a very open economy, which with a very high share of exports, so that's why Exim Banka plays a very important role. We can support, our main role is to support businesses who are trying to export and to make sure that no viable export fails due to lack of finance or insurance. Our role is to complement the commercial sector. We are not here to compete with commercial banks, but we are here to fill the gaps which are on the market. We can support any businesses doing or with some export contracts. So regardless of the size or value, we can support SMEs or large companies as well as exporters of goods or services. Yeah, we can move on. As an example, we provided support to when it came to construction of airport infrastructure to Azerbaijan, or providing support to when it was to construction of power plant in Philippines, or to exporters of flight simulators to Algeria. So we usually go into the markets, or we support projects in markets where there is not such appetite on the side of commercial banks. And as I already mentioned, this can be done through financing or insurance. When it comes to financing, our main products, we can provide support through our loans or bank guarantees. In terms of financing products, we are talking about export working capital loans with support provided with financing provided for up to 2 years. And the financing is somehow related to cost which relate to an export contract. So there always must be some kind of underlying export contract. We can also do receivables financing or investment loans to finance purchase or modernization of technology and related infrastructure. When it comes to bank guarantees, we can provide non-payment or payment guarantees. It can be guarantees to banks or to other counterparties, depending on what the transaction is about. The other pillar of our support is the insurance, and I'll ask Dusan to take it from here.
Also, in insurance, we have the short-term products or products for medium and long term. As in short term is a classical short-term receivables, as provide some commercial insurance, for example, Oil Hermes or Allianz, Etredius, or Kofas. And in medium long-term credits or projects, there are projects which are more than 2 years long. And for example, popular product in this moment is the buyer's insurance or the buyer's credit, and investment in abroad, for example, in Mexico. In our experience, if I check some companies which providing in Mexico from Slovakia is from 2 sectors, or Exim Banka supporting 2 mainly sectors, and the first is automotive sector, and the second is electronical sectors, and it is specifically is a part of some piece for transformers.
As I already mentioned, we the support that we can provide can be both financing or insurance or a mix of both. Other than that, we can provide consulting. So at any phase, exporters can contact us and we can help with the structuring of the financing or of the whole life of the export contract. As it was already mentioned, we can provide SMEs, mid-caps, or large corporates. What's crucial and what's important for us is the viability of the project and the creditworthiness of the applicant. There are some general conditions, which is at least 1 year of business activity. There are no overdue payments to the state agencies. The client is active, I mean, it's vital, and and we can assess the projects on a case-by-case basis. Apart from that, we do. Yeah, this is the list of products that then we can help with.
And also, what are the benefits of our insurance? The Exim Banka covers the risks which commercial insurer are not cover. What is important for us is a category of country. The Exim Banka is for us is very important OECD classification. And if I check, Mexico is not a risky country. It's only on this degree is only free in category 3. For us is a relatively safety country, and the important is the mitigation of risk of non-payment by the foreign debtor. And these products are not only for the company or exporters, but them also for the banks who use our products. And that's all from us.
It is in a nutshell what Exim Banka can do and where we can provide support with. So if there is anybody who would be interested to discuss any specific case or would have more questions at the end of the presentations, there are our contact details. So please feel free to get in touch, and we would be more than happy to discuss and you have. So if there are any questions, please feel free then to contact us. Thank you.
Or send email.
Or send an email.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Horvat and Mr. Pukak. And now let me introduce Katy Jimenez, the EMEA and Asia Sales Manager from the Mexican company Atramat. Ms. Jimenez, you have the microphone.
Thank you. Good morning. Buenos días a todos. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you for the time. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure for us to share this short moment with you and our experience doing business with Slovak. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Katy Jimenez. I am the commercial manager for Europe, Asia, and Africa. Let me introduce you shortly what we have been doing in Atramat. So I'm going to share the presentation. Okay. You can see it, right?
Sí.
Okay, first of all, we are a Mexican company. We started our activities 53 years ago. Sorry. We have been working in the medical device industry. Our main line of business is surgical sutures. Also, over the years, we have had a variety of medical devices. In 1969, we started manufacturing 3 families of surgical sutures, and we expanded our product catalog. Now, we are manufacturing 16 different kinds of surgical sutures. Also, we are manufacturing other medical devices, such as bone walks, surgical meshes, breathing and anesthesia circuits. And well, of course, also we have some distribution agreements for hemostat implants, surgical instruments, and laparoscopy equipment. Everything is related with medical devices. In 1994, we started exporting to other countries in Central and South America. And of course, achieving this was not easy at all, as we had to prepare ourselves, establishing methodologies and processes that allow us to achieve international certifications through organizations that ratify the quality of our products and processes. The first certification we we got was the Mexican Good Manufacturing Practice issued by COFEPRIS. And secondly, we got the FDA approval for the 510 case and obtaining also the ANVISA certification. With this, we could start export to Latin America. Secondly, well, of course, we wanted to expand our presence and start business in other markets, such as the European markets. So in 2000, we began the process to achieve the excellence in quality, obtaining the international certifications. In fact, we were the first company, not only in Mexico, but also in Latin America, to obtain the ISO certificate and the CE mark for medical devices. And recently, just a few years ago, we got also the MDSAP, which is a medical device single audit program. And we also are proud to be the first Mexican company in get it, and of course, the first one in Latin America. We currently have presence in over 80 countries around the world. We have one manufacturing site in Mexico City. We have 3 manufacturing sites in the state of Mexico, 1 manufacturing site in Turkey, 1 plant also in Germany. And we have our corporate offices in Mexico City and another representative office in the south of Mexico City. Also, we have representative offices in Brazil, in Peru, in Germany, and in Spain, where we also have a distribution warehouse for the European markets. Our slogan says, innovation through experience. So with the vision of our CEO, Mr. Alejandro von Mohr, who led the company to be characterized by its creativity, innovation, and development, he spread his philosophy. So all of us in Atramat are committed with the company following the established quality management system, along with the teamwork. And as a result, we've been able to demonstrate in demanding markets, such as the European markets, that Atramat has not just quality, but also reliable and safety products that fulfill all the requirements that are looking for the clients in the operation rooms. That is why every day we work with dedication and responsibility to join to the list of the top 5 manufacturers of surgical sutures worldwide. Let me tell you that there are just officially recognized 20 manufacturing companies with a global presence, and we as Mexican company are proudly one of the top 5. What we have been doing, well, let me tell you, Slovakia is one of the 27 countries that conform the European Union. We have been present in these friendly countries since 5 years ago, when Slovak opened its doors and gave us the opportunity to start promoting our medical devices there. And finally, we could enter into that market because of the quality and safety products. We are now working with a Slovakian distributor located in Bratislava, and he is importing and commercializing our high quality products all over Slovak, especially in the specialization markets such as plastic and dental. It is important to mention that there is a reform announced by the Slovak Ministry of Health. It was published in May 2021, and it's about the health system based in the optimization of the country's hospital network. And they are allocated to assign a budget for the optimization of this hospital network. And they will include also new hospitals for specializations such as cardio, neurology, and oncology. So this is the reason why we will continue working intensely along with our distributor in Slovak and with the corresponding government authorities, with the sole purpose of offering a timely service and supplying in the health sector of Slovak. With the same idea that we will continue working with the rest of the countries where we have present today, taking part in the health of millions of patients, not just in Slovak, but also around the world. Today, we are convinced that the business relationship that unites us with such important country as Slovak will be very long lasting, because in Atramat, we form ties that unite us and make us a great Atramat family with our business partners. Of course, that we will continue innovating, updating, and improving our manufacturing processes in order to continue offering medical devices that meet the requirements of our users and clients. medical devices that meet the requirements according to the updated technology and constant globalization, and medical devices that also meet the requirements and specifications of the certified bodies, including the new certification under the MDR, for which we are already working in order to be again the first company in Mexico and Latin America to obtain such important certification to continue commercializing our products in the European community. Well, Mexico is a country full of talent, and a proof of this, I may say that Atramat, our Atramat brand, has the largest market share in Mexico and managed to cross borders to position itself as a reliable supplier in the European Union, as well as in Latin America, Asia, including the Middle East countries and African countries, supplying surgical suitors to international organizations such as UNICEF, UNOPS, Doctors Without Borders, and some other important ministry of health in different countries. And as soon as we start commercial activities in the States and also in Canada, in order to continue expanding our presence worldwide. Since the United Nations organizations officially recognizes 193 countries, and we are just present in 85 countries, of course that there is a long way to continue working with our future distributors also. Throughout the history, we have witnessed that technology development is born of necessity, followed by creativity and innovation, using existing technology plus new ideas. And here in Atramat, we are convinced of that. And that's the reason why we work honoring our slogan, innovation through experience. So we will continue working hard day by day with creativity, innovation, development, resilience, and above all, passion. This is one of the characteristics for the Mexican people and all the Latin American people. And we do it in order to achieve our goals and ourselves. Finally, let me quote one of the Steve Jobs phrases that says, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do is to love what you do. If you have not found it yet, keep looking for that. So with this, I want to again express that in Atramat, we just not compromise with the quality, but also we feel this passion and this love for what we are doing. And we are really proud to be one of these top 5 and proud to doing business with Slovak. And soon with this new project announced by the Ministry of Health, we are sure that we will continue expanding our business there in Slovak. Now continue drilling in the specialization markets. So this is all from my side. If you have any questions, you have there my contact details, and I will be very glad to contact you or to help you or to share with you your experience by exporting to Europe, and in this case to Slovak. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jimenez. Finally, but not less important, I want to introduce Claudio Daviero, the plant manager of MTA Automotive Solutions Mexico. Mr. Claudio, you have the floor.
Hello, everybody. Dobry dzień, všetkým prajem. Hola a todos. My name is Claudio Daviero, and I'm here on behalf of MTA Automotive Solutions. Let me share my screen. So thank you for the invitation. This is a very good opportunity for me to present both our business experience and my personal experience, as I've been living for 10 years in Slovakia, doing business there before to move to Mexico, where I have been in the last seven years. So my comment about the business opportunity between Mexico and Slovakia is focused on automotive sector for obvious reasons. I would start with a brief explanation of who we are. MTA is a group from Italy, and we design and manufacture components, electrical and electronic components for automotive industry. We have a global footprint. We are present both in Slovakia and in Mexico, and due to this experience, I could briefly present you what we learned in the years that we spent both in Slovakia and in Mexico. So as far as what we experienced is that there are significant success factors of doing business between the two countries. Starting from in terms of automotive, from the presence of common OEMs in both countries, which open the doors to interchange of experience and business opportunities, because the level of technology achieved by Slovak tier suppliers have been growing as much as Mexican ones, and being a supplier of one OEM, big OEM group, easily open you the door to invest in another country where this OEM is present. And that's exactly the case of Mexico and Slovakia. As we heard earlier, Slovakia is the leading country in per capita vehicles produced, which gives a lot of opportunities for Mexican companies to work in Slovak market, which then supply vehicles to all Europe. As much as Slovak companies can find in Mexico an open market with a huge access to important markets for the automotive industry, and so that's also a good opportunity to invest. So I would say that there is a binary opportunity here for both countries to enlarge their relationship and their interactions in terms of business. Also, the business environment is actually friendly in both countries, and being Slovakia part of European Union and Mexico part of the USMCA treaty makes much easier, the access to markets. There are, of course, as always, also some challenges which are not really directly related to the countries, but to the global situation. And the automotive market is a global business. Let's say that in our experience, doing business with Slovakia can be sometimes challenging because of the global logistics disruptions that we are experiencing, but nothing that cannot be overcome with a bit of experience and containment action and strategic analysis. Also, the current geopolitical developments can be worrying, but on the other hand, there are a lot of opportunities which make opening to new markets and new region very, very attracting and compelling. One challenge which I don't really see it as a challenge, but rather than an opportunity, but yes, it's a fact that it's very important understanding the cultural differences between the two countries and language barriers, but especially the focus should be on the changes that the industry will face in the next year regarding the mobility challenges and electrification, as mentioned before. But both countries are taking big steps towards that change. And so basically, Mexico and Slovakia, in our experience, can be seen as complementary systems. One has the scale, the other has the growing technology, and those components go together to, let's say, to a path to success. Again, the challenges which can be seen as opportunities are really to be taken at this moment, and I strongly recommend Slovak business and Mexican business get in touch, because in my personal experience, having lived in both countries doing business, I really had the opportunity to see the chances that there are for a successful cooperation. So thank you very much for the time, and any doubt or question, you will have my contacts. Thank you. Ďakujem za pozornosť.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daviero, for those valuable insights. So now we will have a short Q&A session. So let me ask if you have the questions that we received during your interventions, and they send us some questions to answer before this webinar. So the first one is digital protection is digital protection and restoration of cultural heritage a topical issue for the Ministry of Economy or any other cultural institutions?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question, Clara. For the Slovakian company, actually, the last Friday, the Secretary of Economy, in coordination with Alianza del Pacífico, Pacific Alliance, I don't know who has the, sorry, I'm going to silence, present the new plan to promote these kind of industries, creative industries, we call. So please, for the Slovakian company, if you need a specific information about what are the main collaborations between the Ministry of Economy and the Ministry of Culture in terms of cultural heritage, if you can send us an email and we can have a meeting, and even we can put you in contact with the people inside the Ministry of Economy that is in charge of these kind of projects. Clara, do we have another question?
We have another. What about the business opportunities for fresh fruits exportations to Slovakia?
That's a very good question. Alejandra, we can send you the codes, the fracciones arancelarias of the results of this analysis, and then you can see if the fresh fruit that you are interested on, or if your company has, is in these opportunities for Slovakia.
We also have one from Facebook here. What are the products that Slovakia needs from Mexico? I don't know if any want to answer this question. I
don't know if people from SARIO can help us if they have a kind of analysis of export potential to Slovakia, or how they can identify, how the business here in Mexico can identify the Slovakia needs in terms of products. Someone that can help us?
Hello, Stanislav speaking. So you mean like common like exports and imports from Slovakia to Mexico? Or because I'm not sure if I understand correctly the question.
Yeah, sorry, Stanislava. Yeah, an enterprise here in Mexico is interested on identify which are the products that Slovakia needs from Mexico, or maybe the opportunities that Mexican companies has in Slovakia. I don't know if you have this kind of information.
Well, since we are oriented more or less on exports and boosting exports toward foreign countries, this might be question maybe for
Chamber of Commerce, if I can add the information. Yes, because Basically, Sario is dedicated, how I mentioned, about the supporting export activities, but primarily Slovak export to abroad. But in case of the question regarding also the fresh fruits and also this question, I can directly write to Chamber of Commerce of Slovak Republic, and then I can come back with the information.
Thank you, Dominika. And I will show you the annex, for example, that we have in this presentation. That is the analysis that we have in the Ministry of Economy to identify the products that have opportunities to Slovakia, for example. And here you can see all the product levels and the HS code. We can share, for example, I think your name is Alejandra, the person who asked about the fresh fruits. Yes. Here is fresh or chilled fruits of the genus Capsicum or Pimenta. That is this code. And maybe you can identify other products that are here in this list that are on your interest. We are going to share that information if you register with Zoom. If not, please share your email via the chat, and then we can send you the information. Thank you. And also, Nidia, ropa artesanal. I think in that case, given that we can identify textiles, but we need to check specifically if, for example, maybe it should be very interesting to identify if there are already companies that are exporting ropa artesanal to Slovakia. We can check that also. Again, for the aguardiente de caña, that for artisan products, it's important that we do this analysis, how do you say, like de campo, because the codes are not specifically for that. And also we have a question related to the regulations. Should we keep in mind to be able to export Amore granola? That's very important, specifically for the regulations, no arancelarios in this case. We can help you also here in the Ministry of Economy to give you the specific information, but we need the code of your product or the sector. And I don't know in the case, Dominika, if you have kind of information related to the regulations.
Regarding the regulations,
yeah,
but can you please specify more regarding what kind of regulation? Because
regulations to export, and I am saying to Amore Granola that they need to give us the name of the product or the sector, but in general, I don't know if you give information of this type.
No, we don't have this information, but also is the question on the Chamber of Commerce or the entity, but also if I can ask all of the companies who are interested, just write down the email and the questions, and I will manage to find the answer for you from another entities, because unfortunately we don't know to say or to respond on these questions, as we are focusing on the export of Slovak. Thank you.
Yeah, and Amore, what we do in the Secretary of Economy, we give you a ficha with the name of your product, with the description, and in this case, if it's European Union, which are the regulaciones no arancelarias that you need to comply in order of the specification of your product. And then you will see, for example, if there is kind of a certification or so on. But we need the name of the product. There's another question. I think no, and we don't see more questions on Facebook. Thank you very much. So I think we finished with this. If you have a specific question, again, we need the code of your product. That's very important. I'm going to share with you our contact. Please send us an email, and then we can answer your question. And before we say goodbye, I would like to take a closing photo of the event. Thank you very much for your valuable participation. So if you can turn on your cameras also for our Mexican companies that are with you here with us today. Thank you. I'm going to take it in 1, 2, 3, a smile. Thank you. And with this, I say goodbye to everybody. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for the Slovakian companies. And we are very grateful to receive you here in Mexico. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.